Yeah, how y'all doing? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? It's been a little minute, man. It's been a little minute. I just had a birthday, y'all. Shout out to Team Gemini season. You already know, man. So it was good. It was good, man. It was good. I got my Rasta, what do you call it, Scully beanie on. You know what I'm saying? We're just gonna get into it today, man. We gonna rock out. So this is what we talking about today, man. We're gonna break this junk down. So this is what we're gonna talk about. So for today's topic, we're gonna look back to look forward. So, I was watching Thought Crimes the other day, and they were talking about all the charges coming down with Diddy. Now the Dream is getting swept up, and it seems like now they're gonna tie the Dream in with Beyonce and Jay-Z. That's good. I'm glad that they're taking down the Boule, TD Jakes, and all the op groups who have been impeding in our true progress. All these white owned black people who do their bidding, and what I call dark skinned crackers who do the bidding for white power. I'm glad they're getting taken down. That's good. Let them all get taken down. I'm not with all that bullshit that all these pundits been saying. Like, you know what I'm saying? I fuck with Umar, but Umar and Tariq and them, hey, this is a pre-setup for them taking down us. I'm like, no, this is a pre-setup because they're taking them down because they're trying to reset up the game, basically. You know what I mean? Because they've outlived their usefulness. And that's not to be like, oh, we gotta come to the aid. Fuck that. Hell no. Because they weren't for us at all. They were impeding. Remember, Jay-Z said, we're past kneeling. What? Jigga, what? And Diddy, Mr. put a contract on Tupac, Mr. Impede Black Progress, Mr. Hey, I got a black political party in 2020 to co-opt our shit, the George Floyd uprising. Like, that's who Diddy is. Diddy is anti-black. Diddy was set up as the ultimate plant. Diddy is the ultimate scumbag. Doesn't even do his own artists right. Don't do business right. Shoots people and gets away with it. Rapes people, gets away with it. Pedo shit, trafficking shit. Come on, what we dealing with? Come on, kills people allegedly, gets away with it. This who we dealing with. We ain't protecting that. That's not black. What the hell? Black is scumbagness? No, black is righteousness. Black is mayat. When you start doing devilment, you on that side. You on the other side. That's what blackness represents. That's what I'm saying. I don't just look at skin color. It goes by your actions, your words, and your deeds. Yeah, you gotta be black in name and in soul. If you ain't black in soul, nigga, you ain't black. Just like Jesse Jackson, that's a dark-skinned cracker responsible for setting up Martin Luther King. Along with Billy Kyles, we already know the ruling class was the head honchos of it all, but there were co-signers involved, like the people who pointed, hey, look, when King got shot, to point away from the shooter who shot him, which I heard is Memphis police officer at that time. And the person who finally suffocated him at the end was a doctor at the hospital. So it's word to orders to kill, and word to Dick Gregory, and word to Steve Coakley. So Jesse Jackson, he's a dark-skinned cracker. Al Sharpton, FBI informant, dark-skinned cracker, sellout. Or could have been a plant all along. Billy Kyles, the person who helped to get King assassinated, and Malcolm X. What are we talking about? Farrakhan, Eugene Roberts. Well, you know what I'm saying? Along with so many others too, who were also involved. And we don't know if Farrakhan had been a plant all along either, because he's responsible for Clarence 13X, the 5% Nation dude getting got in '69, and also to Khalid Muhammad getting excommunicado, and then eventually brain aneurysm, and then attempted assassination at him that didn't work in the '90s. Come on, bro. What is there to contend with, dude? Come on. But like I said, these are dark skinned crackers. But this is just some info, just in case y'all not hip to it, because there's a lot of people who still view these black so-called revolutionaries and radicals as something when they're nothing. They ain't nothing. So, yeah, that's what I'm saying. I speak truth to power all day, every day. And so we're going to look back to look forward. So, with all of this going on, with this great, how can we say, transformation happening within the, within the geopolitical as well as global game, what's going on? What's been happening? So, what's been happening? We have what's called a ruling class that rules the entire world, whether you guys know it or not. It's Anglo-American ruling class. What do they say? They start from Babylon, but even before that, but we'll start from Babylon. Babylon then gets transferred into the Greek and Roman Empire. Then once the Roman and shit fell, then it goes to Venice, the Venetian Empire. Then that transfers into the British Empire, and then now you get the American, aka which is an extension of Britannia. So the Anglo-American Empire. So you get U.S., UK, that special relationship that we talk about, City of London, Wall Street, one in the same ruling class, quote unquote. And then you have other people within that satellite sphere with Israel, Japan after World War II, the NATO countries, and other subsequent countries, South America, of course, without Cuba and Venezuela and some others. But for the most part, that's the world power, basically. And so, what are you seeing right now? You're seeing a breaking point right now. You're seeing a factioning. You're seeing a rising power that's trying to take over in China. You're seeing established secondary to tertiary power in Russia that's trying to also make plays in Africa, also boost up their military efforts with Ukraine and subsequent other areas as well, and their military advancement technologically as well as socially, and their strongmen in Putin. So you're seeing all of that right now. So, and then you're seeing also too with the other great game and brinksmanship power or whatever with UK, the golden age with the Anglo-Sino bloc that UK was trying to do Perfia beyond famous for churchy. The old, hey buddy, we're friends, and the old, I got your ass spin move, and then hey, we finna be in bed with the Chinese real quick. That didn't work because the US saw that. It was like, okay, what you want to do? You want to go with them, or you want to fuck with us? Because if you go with them, ain't no fucking with us. And it was like, wait, China ain't really there yet. We tried to sneak up on y'all. Damn, the sneaking didn't work. It's like, the U.S. is like, nigga, you can't out hustle a hustler. Fuck. Like, I'm your son. I know all your moves. You taught me everything you know. So that's what you had right there with Britannia's Brexit thing that they wanted to do, so they can become the banking house for Chinese imperialism all over Africa and South America, and subsequent the Silk Road shit, that Belt and Road project all over Europe and all of that. So that was their play. That was their move. China's still doing that strong arming in those South islands, provinces, and they're flexing on Taiwan and all of that, and they're flexing on Japan and flexing on South Korea as well. That's what's going on right now. Everybody's over here checking everybody's strength right now, checking everybody's flank. So that's what you see right now. Now, when you bring it back domestically to domestic agendas, policies going on, you have on the one side the left-wing technocrats who are trying to more amalgamate themselves with China as well, so that new totalitarian techno conglomeration can merge, and the people will be over this whole credit bullshit that they'll have and all of that nonsense that they want to do. That's what the left wings want to do. That's why you saw the pandemic. That's the left wing shit. That's why you saw All this more sophisticated, bringing in a replacement group of the Latinos and other foreign immigrant groups to create it like, hey, look, it's a melting pot. Look at all the different stratifications of this nation. It's so diverse on the surface, but they all bow down to one power structure, which is white supremacy and ruling class technocratic power. That's the whole metaverse and all of that. That's what we have on the left wing side. And the AI is taking over and replacing everybody with jobs and depopulation on a mass scale and all of that. That's them. On the right wing side, it's not like it's better. It's a different form of evil. On the right wing side, you have old school Jim Crow white supremacy that they want to take you to. Basically, oh yeah, we're gonna get rid of all of the so-called advancements. We're gonna take this bitch back to 1940, 1920, the 1870s. God damn it, if we could take this bitch back to the 1800s and the 1700s, then damn it, we'll take it. You know what I'm saying? That's their thing. They want to mass deport of the immigrants, and then mass subjugation, mass genocide of black people, and mass economic castration of black people in any position of advancement anywhere. That's all of these crazy projects that they have going on right now. Both of them are on team white supremacy. Both of them want our oppression, but but they're doing it in a different stratification, different strategy. And the ruling class on the left wing side don't care too much about how it looks as far as the optics of whiteness, because they know they can change that definition. But the traditional right wing side is like, no, the traditional way of the WASP, of the white American matters, we're going to keep that there. Even though those on the left wing side already know, hey, the whiteness is at negative birth rate everywhere. They're about to go down. We have to get these confused, dark-skinned crackers who are immigrating here, who already have been groomed and bred to worship us, to now be our continuation and our stratification to continue this white supremacy in the minds of these dark-skinned crackers that maintain our rulership through their own inferiority complex. So you have these Africans, they cake soaked up. The Caribbeans, they cake soaked up. You look at the average black person, no black people, black Americans be cake soaked nothing. They don't do that. They don't have that. They're not under that color cast stratified doctrine that has created so much inferiority with them, even within majority black nations. And we understand why that's happened because of the color caste system, that British class system that was imposed onto places like India, imposed onto places all over South America, all over Africa, all of that, to maintain rulership while being the minority overtly within that said nation. So that's what that's what's going on right now. It's a little complex, but it's important to understand all of these things so that you'll get what's happening right now. So you don't fall for one side's bullshit or another side's bullshit, because it's both bullshit. All of it means to fuck you, black man and woman. And if you get away from those two and you understand, then they'll have little, oh yeah, they're black on the surface, but yet they represent some sort of foundation, some sort of George Soros Open Society, or some sort of right-wing study of war, Kagan Institute bullshit. So, or they'll institute some sort of gender war bullshit. The Red Pill, Kevin Samuels crew, which is one side of the same bullshit coin as the "you go girl, no nigga ain't shit" movement. Like, we need cooperation. We need to get back to that George Floyd revolutionary cooperation energy that we showed for an entire month, and we was whooping that ass and fighting on truth, justice, ending white supremacy, that meiotic way of life. That's what we on right now. That's the agenda that we're pushing. And like I said, there's the left wing side, the technocrats. So you got the Bill Gates and all of them. That's them. And then on the right wing side, the old tobacco, all of that bullshit. Run by giving money by the same sides because Peter Thiel funds both. So let's not get it confused. But it's a distinction that has a nuance, but there isn't a difference in their result when it comes to us. One is Death of a Thousand Cuts, the other is Texas Chainsaw Massacre. And then there's our side, the black side, the right side, the righteousness side, those on the side of goodness. And that represents the Economic Bill of Rights, universal income, reparations, ending the Black Genocide Campaign, ending this global 1%. We're going to get the world population to under 1 billion and genocide 8 billion people. And that, what the fuck? All that GMO, deaf food shit, all of that. Everything, the lights and all this canceratic and the air that you breathe and the water that you drink is all poison. Getting all of that out of the paint. Telling the truth cures the Dr. Sebi method of ways of living. Telling the truth about the world, what's really been going on, what the real spirituality is, what the real magic is, all of it. Getting rid of that Satanist shit, everything, all that dark occultic shit, all that you talking to the next dimension in order to bring them here type shit, all of it, man. The evil, the negative side, people. So that's our side. Our side is the good side. Our side is going to create a heaven on earth, that meiotic world, that transformative world. And we've been seeing what we've been in the middle of. This is why it's important right now to do a review, because you're living life, you're constantly working, so you're constantly moving. The news is happening so fast, every second, every day, 5 things are happening at once, and then you have your own life, and so you never get a chance to sit back and really dive deep and really look at what's been going on. So if we can do a quick look back to look forward, we can go back. You know what I'm saying? We can start. We could go back to where do we want to start? We can start from King. So when King got killed in '68, the U.S. decided to do a restructuring because we turned up. So they restructured things, quote unquote, and tried to make it look like, the America was in a renewed. It's not racist. It's just there's some problems, but if we can get over it together, a melting pot. They decided to go the multicultural route. At the same time, as this is what I'm saying, there's multiple moving parts, so y'all have to understand everything in all its layers. America, remember, was the manufacturing hub after World War II. All the major countries have been decimated because all of the World War II battles happened on all of the major industrial nations' battlefields. Britain got hit. Russia, of course, got hit. Germany got hit. Bombed to smithereens. France got hit. Everybody. The only unscathed developed nation was the U.S. So the U.S. by default, Japan lost. So the U.S. by default became the head honcho. The number one nation manufacturing everything was going through America. Remember, America's Lend-Lease policy helped to save Britain in the war, helped to save the Soviets in the war when Germany was trying to take them out, basically. Of course, that great battle of Stalingrad and the great the Russian bear fighting, what I'm saying? They get the kudos and the credit. But the armaments, the stuff that you need to fight with was manufactured by the U.S., and that gave the U.S. that push to be the world power, which when previously Britannia had been the world power. So that's what had happened, that transfer of power. So ever since this moment, and all of the FDR shit, New Deal, all of that great manufacturing, the labor movements, all of that, mass strike upsurge, all the union organizing, ever since that moment, the ruling class has had a negative animus and a negative vitriol toward FDR and that whole shit. There's been a deindustrialization movement, a movement away from high wage, high skilled jobs to low wage service industry jobs. They have been attacking that forever. That's one aspect. Another aspect also too that's been going on within the US construct is the black population has been fighting off and on aggressively with upsurges like the Black Power movement in the 70s, the Civil Rights movement in the 50s and 60s, into the black movement, black, I would say show movement in the 90s with the Rodney King's riots, and then the new black protest movements of this modern era that started with Trayvon, started with Trayvon, and then Ferguson kicked off Baltimore, and then culminated with the George Floyd uprising of 2020, and then little skirmishes after the ass kicking in the Montgomery brawl, which was just another 1-2 to show the right wingers, hey, if y'all do this, we ready. You know what I'm saying? That's just to let y'all know. If y'all ready? Like, just straight up right wingers, hey, are y'all sure y'all want this? Y'all don't want this. Y'all don't want this. Y'all not ready for this. Y'all gonna get y'all ass whooped. Niggas been holding in a 500-year-old ass whooping since y'all did that shit to us, both domestic on this land and in Africa. So y'all open that can of worms, you're gonna lose the whole planet. That's what's happening right now. You already seen your representative Drake get his ass whooped on the battle on the music field, which is just another form of fighting in another dichotomy of it on the rap scene. And Drake represented you guys, culture vultures, thieves, stealing, not writing anything, nothing's authentic. You don't represent, you exploit what was done by those who created it originally. And Kendrick called that person a colonizer. Remember, who's the ultimate colonizer? The Caucasian, the white man, white woman, and the jit. Let's not get that confused either, because people get it confused. It's just the white man, the patriarchy, or it's just the white woman. No, her little badass jits too. Rittenhouse and fucking Becky and Susie, you just as bad. And don't forget about that grandma. Well, the sweet old grandma. No. Grandma is Queen Elizabeth, who got a whole treasure chest full of black dead bodies that she drink the blood out of and shit. That's who you dealing with. So I'm saying that to bring it all the way back. So you've had economic wars, class warfare. That's why there's no high wage, high skilled jobs like there used to be. No major manufacturing hubs. No social safety net like it was before. This is all has been an attack by the ruling class against the 1% against the 99%. That's one dichotomy. That's why it takes some nuance. You know what I'm saying? You can't just this is race. It is race, but it's race plus class. That's why you have to see everything in a full view lens, and you have to really study this shit. There's a lot of people who ain't gone through the classwork. They just learned, you know what I'm saying, how to do it real quick, and just got focused on race real quick, but don't know geopoliticalness, don't know the history of the class struggle within the nation. I like to thank all my master teachers for teaching me that real shit, from white radicals like Dr. Webster Tarpley to my black all day Amos Wilson, John Henry Clark, Khalid Muhammad, Francis Chris Wilson, so many. John Henry Clark already said that. Yusuf Ben Yakidin, Ivan Van Cernema, you know what I'm saying? Umar, shout out to Dr. Umar. All of them. Y'all just, and there's so many more. Professor Grip, everybody. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Khalid. I like Khalid's take when he comes to Professor Griff. He's like, I'm the professor's professor. Thought that was funny. But let me bring it back. It's just y'all gotta see the whole view. There's a big panorama that has caused people not to understand things. So, there's two plays at work. There's two things at work. Economically, things need to get back to that high wage, high skill economy that was the U.S. way. That's one aspect of what the Make America Great Again was. But the real aspect, of course, is white supremacy and all the Jim Crow shit. And they believe when we were evil and overtly it was better, and that's what caused the economic prosperity. No. I just explained what caused all that. And really, they a lot of them are being disingenuous. They just want to be racist assholes and want to make it seem like it's good to be like that. So But yeah, so we've been dealing with that. We've been dealing with all of that. So we've had all of that going on, and so from Trayvon in 2011 up until now, we've had 13 years of this black this modern black power movement in this stage of it. Of course, it's never stopped, but there's been different levels. And I would be honest to say that this level right here, this is the boss level. We have to thank our ancestors for getting us to the boss level, from defeating chattel slavery to actually being recognized as humans because they tried to dehumanize us, not give us nothing. We reclaimed our humanity. We fought back. We then gained equality. We then defeated Jim Crow, the overt Jim Crow. And now we're on the boss level. That's why now it's time to bring in the robots, bring in the replacement Latinos. They're just throwing everything at us. They're trying to hit us with, if you see in X-Men 97, they're hitting us with everything. Okay, can we get you with the genome splice? Can we brainwash you? They're using everything. Can we use the LSD? Can we brainwash you with the TV? Can we get you with the radio? Everything they can do, both with the food, both with television, both with the music, both with the kids, everything. Everything. If they can get, that's what they've been trying to do, to defeat this. Because this is the last level. This is the boss level. Either we're going to win it all, transform this world into what it should have been already, the heaven on earth, that meiotic world of justice, truth, just the greatest greatness. Just like what Prince said. Imagine how it will be how far we will be if we were in our own game. That's the world that's coming forth. That's why all this craziness is happening. We're in the age of Aquarius. We're getting out of that Piscean, watery, dark depth energy. We're getting into the light, the high air energy. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the airs. You know what I'm saying? Gemini's in the building. So we're getting out of that little whole ass pussy ass water energy. No offense to any of the water signs. I rock with y'all, but y'all shit weird. Y'all be, I'm gonna get you. You be, hey, we're cool. I can make you laugh. Then, got your ass. You know what I'm saying? But same thing with the bitch ass earth signs. But that's another story for another day. Fire too, but shout out to the evolved air signs, because it's not like all air signs are created equal. We got Kanye and fucking Trump, two airheads, and fucking retards, racists, and bootleg sellouts who don't care about anything but themselves. But so you got all of that. You got all of that happening right now. You have all of that happening. So on one aspect, you got all of that. So you got the age of Aquarius, Pluto return into Aquarius. You know what I'm saying? So the Aquarius energy into Pluto return, then Aquarius, age of Aquarius, and you have it all transiting within the United States. That means this world is about to transform into something better. All of this new energy is meant for us to be higher, meant for us to win, meant for us to defeat the Wiz. You know what I'm saying? Which is all the ultimate white supremacy. The Wiz is white supremacy. Everything they say about me is true. Drake is a representation, an off-white sunseeker. He's the representation of whiteness, as close as they can get to it without doing too much to unearth it, where black people will notice what's going on. Everything Drake does, it represents upper middle class to rich family, bougie. He doesn't identify anything with any blackness at all. He uses the blackness that he learns or that he has to further his own career. He don't write anything. All of his closest friends are white, but all of his people that he uses are black. All of his song hits come from black people, but doesn't give any credit to it at all and makes it seem like it's him. He uses all the culture vulture sloganeering and talking points and catchphrases and clothing and hairstyles and ways and tropes. He makes the black women synonymous with degeneracy, whoredom, Jezebelness, stripper, prostitutism. That's what he always is talking about. Like, yeah, went to a strip club and I need a good bitch that tell me that I seen too much and all that other shit. Like that's your representation of black women. And then your representation of black men are shooters, people that you could use, the stereotype minstrel show, Jim Crow mindset, the fucking birth of a nation type mindset. Nah. And then to culminate it all, you were in blackface. That just represented you in a nutshell. And then never standing for blackness at all, even at the most critical points when things were crazy. And then using blackness, talking about it's all about Black Lives Matter until it's about me. What? Dude, Black Lives Matter is talking about oppression by the white system against black people, not your own individual tropes because people are calling you out because of your decadence. See how he used it again? He don't even get it, or he gets it and he manipulates it and twists it, and then constantly talks down on blackness. He don't even see himself as a black person. So this is what we have, bro. This is what it is. This is what he is. This is what we've been dealing with. So it's important. It's very important that we break all this stuff down. So this is what we have right now. This is what we're entering. We're entering a revolutionary age. We've been in the middle of a revolution for the past 13 years. Things have been changing, and there have been reactions to us elevating. What's the reaction by the empire? The empire struck back. Stop the woke agenda. Stop the woke movement. After we turned up for George Floyd and it went to supernova, they were like, oh, hell no. Yeah, you can run over protesters. You can do whatever. Shoot them, kill them. They just went overboard. And then when the black people was like, oh, yeah, we can bring guns out, they was like, hold on. Actually, no, you guys, you can't. That's not fair. You guys will be able to shoot back. I'm like, yeah. Yeah, we will. Yeah, we will, bro. So that's what you had, man. That's what's been happening. That's what's been going on. The empire struck back. We're gonna stop the woke agenda, deindustrialize everything, no more education, everything. Just taking down the nation, basically. Trying to subvert the US's positives. That's what I'm saying. That's why there's a nuanceness that people need to understand. And I think on purpose, people are made not to understand, are given misinformation and disinformation and only bits of information that then lead them off the path. Because it's a whole conglomerate. It's different aspects of it. Like, we need these structures, but we also need them to be transformed. We don't need them to then be junked and then there's nothing else there. So it gets worse. Just like, yeah, there's no Republican, like the Republican Party's bad, Democrat Party's bad. But you can't just sit at home and sit on your fucking hands. We need our own party so we can then gain power directly, not just play a keep away and hold the clock till the clock goes to zero, because will go to zero before everybody else goes to zero. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, Lord. That's what happens when you have misleadership and people that don't know what the fuck they're talking about. And people who just want to exploit, just want to gain money for themselves instead of doing for the masses. And that's a form of Satanism too. Being selfish is satanic. Being selfless, of course, there's the essentialness of survival. Word of John Henry Clark. That's about self-preservation, making sure you're good. But you don't do that in the expense of your people. Because when your people are good, you're good. Because the collective protects the individual. That's word to Barbara, another master teacher. I forgot her full name, but she used to speak at the slave theater too. The collective protects the individual. So your individual rights only matter because the collective is there to make sure that you have individualism. So all these selfish people, you have the luxury to be selfish because you are in a world that has allowed you to do so. The world can change immediately, and all that individualism will cost you dearly. That's why it's important to always, from that selflessness, go high. You know what I'm saying? That family oriented mindset, that togetherness mindset. That's what I'm saying. We need a. That's what I'm saying. We need a whole new mindset. We need a whole new agenda. We need a whole new leadership group. We need people who are organizing, building organizations, building institutions for the people, not for just the self, me, myself, I. Nah, we need to make sure the whole team wins, not just one makes it. We're out of. That's what I'm saying. We're in the air. Air is free. Air is all can breathe into the air. You in that little water shit. You down in the depths. Maybe only you can do it. That's that Piscean energy. Nah, we out of that, man. We in a whole nother. We in a whole new era right now. We in a whole new vibe. So I look forward. I'm excited. I'm excited. Great conjunction in the past. Age of Aquarius. All these different conjunctions. Pluto is direct. All these planets are aligning up. Jupiter's in Gemini. It's just so many astrological and astrological wonders that are happening right now that are changing the game that people ain't up on. And y'all need to get up on it because this shit is what those at the top use. And that's another reason why too. The empire is striking back because they know we know our shit too now. And we ain't going quietly into that night. We fighting back. So, what else do I want to talk about? So, I mentioned all of that. So, I talked about the race thing. Oh, yeah, I wanted to talk about from 2011 to 2024, we have been fighting. And we've seen a cultural upsurge. You've seen black excellence manifested itself in all forms, in music, in the movies. You had all Pimp to Pimp, for all these black empowerment movies and musics that was out that were just changing the game. You know what I'm saying? This is America to Kendrick Lamar's We're Gonna Be Alright, J. Cole, just Jay-Z's 444, everything. Jordan Peele's Get Out to Chadwick Boseman and Ryan Coogler's Black Panther movie 1. So it's just like black excellence, black healing, black empowerment was being shown hard. So the Kaepernick taking a knee, you know what I'm saying, using his influence to change the game. The NBA too, NBA as well, with players showing group economics on their shirts and all of that. You know what I'm saying? The players canceling and refusing to play when the thing happened in Milwaukee, like George Floyd, like all of these things, like Thought Crimes was talking about, were just such an amazing representation. And then even before that, after the George Bush administration, just as a collective, the 99% versus the 1%, Occupy Wall Street, we got to get back to that FDR shit, like FDR economically, high wage, high skill economy, New Deal, full social safety net, all of these things, individual initiative, these, things that can further make it easier for people to live a standard of living so that the people will have an economic floor, as MLK talked about. Hell, MLK's March on Washington, not March on Washington, the MLK poor people's thing was supposed to be the same thing, economic justice. Basically him reestablishing, resurrecting the Economic Bill of Rights. So this is all of this needs to be reparations, of course, for foundational Black Americans. Boom. Protection bill for Black people so that there's no mass genocide once we get our money, or even before, while we're fighting to get what's owed to us. And then reparations in the form of cash payments, checks, but also building full set economies. So everything we need is part of the reparations. So everything we need to live, our own water system, food system, farming land, everything is part of that reparation. because that was what we built. We built a nation. So there in return, a nation must be returned to us in the form of economic nationhood, things owned by us. So that's what it is. So that's it. And then of course, universal income, economic bill of rights, all of that, so that the people have their economic rights, just like the Bill of Rights. They have inalienable rights that cannot be taken away from them. And they have economic rights because needy people are not free people. So, boom. So that's all. That's that. On that. Oh yeah, that's that on the domestic front. Now, for what's happening right now, what's happening down the line, both domestically and geopolitically. What's happening right now? We have two competing factions trying to further decimate and extinct America traditionally, as well as black people traditionally. And we fought back. We're continuing to fight and we'll never stop fighting. And we're going to win. So that's what you've been seeing on both sides. The Stop the Woke campaign, all of that bullshit. That, and then on the other side, the technocrat replacement bullshit by dumping a whole bunch of immigrants to bury us so that we're an economic 0% wealth group. And on top of that, not giving any employment because all the jobs give it to all the other group people here. So that's what we have. One side, Jim Crow, trying to do RAHOA, mass white supremacist enclave, and on the left wing side, a technocratic replacement theory AI, all that bullshit. So what do you see happening? I see, because Biden's agenda moved so fast and people saw the game for what it was, and there's been such a hard pushback to it. I honestly see Trump winning by default. He's not. Nobody wants no damn Jim Crow bullshit. But then that's what's going to set the stage for the revolution, because the people, black people, are not going to be under no Jim Crow fuck shit, no mass genocide, mass lynching shit. And so that's what's going to happen, and we're going to win. So that's what's going on. That's what's being set up. Now, if they put Trump in jail or something and make it so that he's disqualified from running altogether, and Joe Biden wins by default, the right wingers may spring into action. And then again, we may need to stand on standby because they'll use that war distraction to then be able to attack us wholesale. So we just need to be ready and stay ready, so we don't got to get ready. And build our own organizations. We need a all-purpose organization. Shit, if I had funding right now, I would do that shit. I'll keep it a bean. All-purpose. Everything we need: food, water, clothing, economics, military, everything, so that we are not genocided against. Our families are able to be free and live free and they don't do no bullshit. So that's what it is. So I thank y'all for watching, and y'all like, share, subscribe, and y'all stay tuned, man. I'm gonna make more of these because this. I'm glad I was able to look back to look forward, because this is powerful. Oh yeah, and just one more thing before I go. Everybody's gonna be like, well, how would reparations be paid for? It'll be paid for the same way through the Federal Reserve. The Federal Reserve gives trillions to these banksters multiple times through all these bailouts. They still giving them right now. So with things called quantitative easing and other behind the scenes shit. And on top of that, a 1% Wall Street sales tax. Boom. As Wall Street. So they won't do all this credit default swaps and destroy the world economy again through all the derivatives bubbles that they always do, which at any moment now could be showing its hand again. But yes, that's how it can be done. Oh, and by the way, nobody else bats an eye when everybody else gets their money, because Latinos getting money carte blanche. The white people ain't outraging. all these other groups getting their money, just when the group that's supposed to be at the bottom because the people at the top said so, and then everybody gets into a frenzy. And I'm tired of that. And we don't give a fuck, bro. We gonna live our lives the way we want to define ourselves. We're defining power now, and we taking over. And we will not be denied, and we won't be genocided against. And that's real. So, like, share, subscribe, and tell your friends, man. I'm gonna make more videos. I'm going to be more consistent. Every week, you're gonna see at least 1 or 2 videos every week. And if more people start coming in the comments, hey man, I want you to make a video every day. I want you to make topics about this or that. I'll do that. You know, I'm here for the people. And the people are here for me. So I rock with y'all. All right, I'm out.